Hi everybody, this is Barbara Drazga. Welcome to Bundle Secrets. We're doing a webinar tonight, a training tonight on how to create bundles to sell, product bundles to sell on Amazon and off Amazon too. So the strategies I'm going to teach you can also be used to create product bundles to sell on eBay, your own websites, to sell into retail outlets, Etsy, whatever you want to, wherever you want to sell them. So the concepts I'm going to teach you tonight are transferable over different platforms, but specifically we've got a bunch of Amazon sellers in here. I also am an Amazon seller. I've been selling on Amazon since fourth quarter 2015. My first fourth quarter, I started in September of 2015, just learning for a whole month, and then I dug in and I did about $36,000 in sales in the last 6 weeks of the year on my first year on Amazon, which is kind of crazy, doing all retail arbitrage because I didn't know what I didn't know. I am now 100% wholesale bundles and private. I'm moving into private label. In fact, I just got back from my second trip to China, to Yiwu, and I went to Canton Fair last year in 2017. It's 2018 now. So I'm moving forward with my business, growing a brand, and part of that has to do with creating product bundles, but in a specific way. So the way I teach product bundling is a little bit differently than the way you've heard people talking about it before. Hint, I don't start with product. So I'm just gonna share my screen and go straight into the presentation to pull back the curtain and show you guys what I do in how I create product bundles. And go ahead and take notes. And if you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat. And again, you can also find me on Facebook, Barbara Drazga, that's Drazga. And I have a private group. It's the Deal Diva Wholesale group. You can also join that group. Ask anything about wholesale and bundles in there as well. So I'm going to share the screen and go ahead and just get started here. All right, here we go. You should be seeing my presentation screen. Somebody shout into the chat and let me know that you can see the presentation. Just say, yes, I can see it, just so I know that we're all looking at the same thing, because that could get really weird if we're not. So Faye, Mary Lou, yes, you can see it. Good stuff. Here we go. All right, so bundling secrets, 6 steps to profitable bundles. And it really is, you can make it more complicated than that, but you don't have to. It can just be as simple as 6 steps, but you have to do the right steps in the right order, and I'm going to show you how. Okay, so here's what you're going to learn. You're going to learn how to plan your bundles before you spend any money on inventory. I know it sounds completely upside down, right? But we're going to teach you how to create concepts for bundles before you ever look at product. And I call that the customer-centric approach to bundling. So we're also going to talk about how to niche your bundle concepts so you can get higher prices and more sales, how to keep competitors from hopping on your listing forever. I'm going to show you some ninja tricks in here. And then how to find low MOQ suppliers to test your bundles. And MOQ means minimum order quantity, which means you don't have to buy a whole container of stuff in order to create bundles. You can just buy 24 pieces in order to test a bundle concept. And then how to keep your sales going into Q1 2019 and beyond. So the difference between evergreen and seasonal bundles. I'm going to touch on that. So here we go. Why bundles? So we're in Q4 now, which is why I put Q4 bundles. It might be a little bit late to do bundles for Q4. You can probably do a couple of them, but you won't be able to test them. So you want to start looking forward to first quarter and second quarter seasonal bundles, and also building an evergreen stream of bundles. By evergreen, I mean bundles that will sell year round. So you can sell products at a higher price point, which means more profit in your pocket. Leverage seasonal trends and search terms to bump up the type of bundles you have over the course of the year. You can beat your competition to page 1, take advantage of increased traffic to test niches fast by using Amazon's platform, and set yourself up for continued sales all year round after your competition has run out of the product. And I did that my first year. I had no product left after that first Q4. So come January, my sales went because I had nothing to sell. It was just empty. I had no no inventory whatsoever. That was a big first mistake. So for me, so if this is your first year on Amazon, beware that you are quite likely going to run out of product, but people still buy in January because they get gift cards. They didn't get the things they wanted for Christmas, so they go shopping. So be prepared with inventory right now. Start getting your stuff in for January and February and beyond. Okay, so actually this is, you guys might be familiar with Anita. Anita Breeze is a good friend of mine, and she is like the bundle queen in Canada, and she's actually a Bundle Masterclass student, which is kind of cool. And she took the Bundle Masterclass and created one bundle recently, and she told me that she just did 36 of a unicorn theme bundle, and you'll see I talk a lot about unicorns because it's a crazy fanatical niche market. Selling it for $25, and her net profit on that bundle is $14.14. And this was just last month, and she's already replenished it and raised her price because she sold out of the first set that she sent in. So think about if you just do one bundle, that's $500, and I think she sold out in a day. I'm sorry, they started selling the same day, and I think she sold out in a week. So that's like $2,000 a month on that one bundle that she's netting, which is like totally crazy cool. So here's my unique approach: know your market before sourcing. Identify passions and problems that people have. Identify your competition. Then build and evaluate your bundle concepts, and then identify suppliers for those products. So I know it sounds a little bit backwards because a lot of people start with, well, find a product and then add some stuff to it. But I don't think that's the most efficient way. And in fact, I'd say that a good portion of your bundles are going to fail when you take the product-centric approach. But when you approach it from the customer standpoint, so you're really meeting their needs and feeding their passions, you're much more likely to sell the bundles that you put together. And you want to competition-proof your bundle. And I'm going to show you some secrets on how I do it that a lot of people don't know about. And then test and refine it. Test a small quantity and refine it, and then drive traffic to it. A lot of Amazon sellers don't drive their own traffic to their Amazon listings. And then automate and delegate. Everything that can be automated that you do 2 or 3 times consecutively the same way, you can create a process sheet for it, automate it, or put a person on it who costs less than your time. Okay, so seasonal versus evergreen. We all know what seasonals are, right? Halloween, Christmas, New Year's, Valentine's, Easter, the big ones, Mother's Day, summer, vacation, back to school, right? But if you only have bundles that are seasonal, then you're just going from season to season to season to season, and you're having these little bumps in sales, but you'll always have to be conceptualizing new bundles for the next season that's coming up, and always sourcing a new product for that new season. And what happens if something doesn't sell? Then you're left with that product that you can't sell again until the following season, right? So what you want to do is you want to set up your inventory so that you have evergreen product. So bundles that will sell year round, and then supplement your annual income by putting together seasonal bundles on top of those. But initially, I encourage you to focus on creating evergreen bundles. And by evergreen, that's just like the evergreen tree that doesn't shed its needles, right? It stays green year round. That's my wish for you, is that you create bundles that sell all year round initially, and then add seasonal on top of it. Here are some types of bundles, and you'll hear me use unicorns a lot because I like unicorns, and not only that, but unicorns are a crazy fanatical niche market, not just for little girls, but for grown women as well. Like unicorn-themed weddings are a thing, I swear to you. Unicorn-themed dog birthday parties, this is all a thing. Now that I bring this to your attention, you're going to start seeing, you'll be walking through an airport and you're going to see all these little girls with unicorn backpacks and unicorn hats and unicorn light up sneakers, right? So now you're going to start seeing unicorns everywhere because I brought that to your attention. Types of bundles: gift bundles, solution bundles, like how-to something bundle, project kit, ready to give gifts. So something right out of the box, it's already in its gift package that you can just give it. Bulk products. A lot of people don't think of doing bulk products for their bundles. So for instance, you could do like a classroom bundle of bundles. So you could do like a concept bundle of, let's say, some sort of science kit, science bundle, right? A little science project, but a classroom bundle of 30 of those. That would be a bulk product. Decoration kits, that's an easy one. Just start brainstorming a list of holidays that people, or special events that people celebrate throughout their lives, and create decoration kits for them. Okay, step 1, niche market research. And again, we are not talking about product yet. We are not even talking about product. What we're talking about is understanding your market. And by market, I mean your target customer. Understanding that market before you source any product, before you start, buying product here and there and saying, oh, though, what can I do with this product? I wonder. My goal for you is when you do a product spend, it is deliberate and it's based on deep market research. So this is how we do it. We identify problems and passions. And as I say that, I want you to start thinking about what are some passions that you have in your life. And that could be hobbies, things that you're just fanatical about and you don't know why. It could be an image of a certain animal, right? Or problems that people have to consistently solve. It could be everything from cracked skin or cracked lips to mole removal, for example, right? Or wrinkle repair or cracked nails, right? So problems that people have that they need to solve, and passions that people have that they always like to be fed, right? So what is that one thing? For me, I'll be honest, it's mid-century modern. I love anything from the 50s to 60s. I just got 3 more pieces of furniture in. And if you could see my office, you would see a lot of mid-century modern stuff. Even the color on the back of the wall is like this deep teal mid-century modern. I've got orange furniture in here. And so I like mid-century modern. I really like the 50s and 60s. It's cool. And you could literally just put anything in front of me that came from the 50s or 60s and put a price on it, and I would probably buy it, especially if it's small and decor and I can put in my office. Okay, so everybody has a passion like that. You might not know it because it's a normal thing in your life, but think about your family members and your friends, what kind of passions they have, because I'm going to give you homework in just a second, and I'm going to make you type it in the chat. So let's say you've got a really weird niche passion. And we want to validate that a little bit instead of just, oh, I like this, so I'm going to sell it, right? That's called falling in love with your product, which I never suggest that you do. You have to validate that passion. So you're going to conduct keyword research, and there are a bunch of different tools out there. I use merchantwords.com, and you can snag I think it's like $35 a month, but you can snag a deal at merchantwords.com/dealdiva, which is my nickname, DEALDIVA. And I think it's $9 a month if you still got it up there. So to merchantwords.com/DEALDIVA, and you can get it for $9 a month. And Google Trends, and there's a viral launch, and Jungle Scout, and Helium 10. There are a lot of different, keywords.io. That's a new one I was playing with recently, keywords.io. So there's a bunch of ways to do keyword research to see if other people are actually searching online looking for the things that you think you're passionate about, or that other people might be passionate about. So you want to do your deep keyword research to validate these passions and problems that you brainstorm. And then you want to look for niches where you can combine high volume keywords, and I call these mashups. So a sample of a mashup would be like people who like girl poodles and they like mermaids. So a bundle for that fanatical niche market could be a mermaid-themed birthday party decoration for a female poodle. So everything would be pink and mermaids, and it would be for so the keywords we're going to snag in there, the mashup is people who have female poodles. They're fanatical about poodles, right? They dress them up, they carry them around with them. It's so cute, right? So the poodle lovers, dog lovers, poodle lovers, mermaid lovers, and birthday party. And then you can throw in there your variations would be 1-year birthday, 2-year birthday, 3-year birthday, 4-year birthday, etc. So what I do is mash up these high volume keywords that are fanatical niche markets and put them together. And that increases the type of qualified traffic I can send to that particular bundle. Okay, so that was just one idea. Okay, so let's brainstorm. It's your turn now. It's exercise time. And in the Bundle Masterclass, at the end of pretty much every lesson, I give you a little fun exercise to make it fun and keep you engaged, to make sure you're practicing what you're learning. So go ahead and type in the chat some things you're passionate about, but there's a caveat here. I want you to niche it down. So don't just say, I like football, right? You want to say something like, I like tailgating at my local college's football party, for example. Or I like gardening would be a really kind of high-end niche, but niche it down. What kind of gardening do you like? Like I just bought this, what's it called? It's like I put these little seed pods in it and it grows it on my kitchen counter, an arrow, something or other, right? So that's because I don't really have a garden in the backyard yet. And in the summer it gets really hot. So I'm in Arizona. I don't want to go out in 120-degree heat and garden. So I like being able to do it on my kitchen counter. So how about small space gardening? Or I like to use organic seeds. So, and I like herbs because I like to cook. I'm a foodie. So that niche, that mashup could be organic seeds for foodies, right? Or arrow gardening, small space gardening, organic herb garden, organic seed herb gardening. So do you see how I'm niching that down? So go ahead and stick some things in the chat for me, and I'll shout them out. And let me stop the look over here in the chat and see who's saying what here. Need my glasses? There we go. Okay, so what kind of ideas do we have? Remember, you got to niche them down. So let's see. Slow cooking barbecue and drinking beer. Ooh. And what if you put barbecue and beer together? Right? People who like to barbecue, but also like, so you've got like the beer rubs and beer flavor, I don't know, whatever you do with your barbecue, right? How about bratwurst and whatever their beer or dried beef jerky that's beer flavored? So do you see how I just kind of take that and niche it down? Okay, beekeeping. Oh, that is so cool. All right, geez, you guys got to do a little bit of research on a beekeeping bundle, because that sounds, I don't even know what that would entail. Probably all of everything from the paraphernalia that you have to wear so you don't get stung, but also the jars and the scrapers and anything else required to actually put that bee in some sort of container, right? Anything involving relaxation, massagers, music. So Lem, that's a great start. I would recommend that you niche that down a little bit. In fact, I was putting together a sample bundle. I put together done for you bundles for some clients. So I was putting together a bundle concept that I'll tell you about that I haven't shared yet. It's a relaxation unicorn bundle, and it involves a unicorn shaped everything. Bath bomb, a shoulder massager that's shaped like a little unicorn, an eye mask with a little unicorn horn on it, and a couple of other things that were in there. Unicorn soap, unicorn bubble bath, but it was like this little bottle of it. So that's all about relaxation, but it's unicorn based. So think about how you can create a relaxation bundle, but for different niches. Not just unicorn, it could be people who love the smell of lavender or the smell of herbs, for example. So think about, Lem, how you can niche down a bundle that's for relaxation. How about for moms, for pregnant women, for example, okay? For elderly, a relaxation bundle just for elderly. Mushrooms, organic. Oh, very cool. Hey, you know what? I saw some dried mushrooms in different packets, but there was all different types of mushrooms. So you could do a grocery bundle of like 5 or 6 different varieties of mushrooms, but they've all been dried, right? What else do we have here? Natural therapies and classical music. Very cool. So I'm a singer, so I love classical music. I love playing classical music in the background. I've got a piano in the living room that I play on occasion. I've been known to poorly bang out Pachelbel's canon. I don't sing to it, but I do love music and I love musical instruments. So what if you could mash up together a relaxation bundle for people like me who love music and are foodies, right? And find something like, you could do I call them mega bundles, right? So a mega bundle that's a birthday bundle that hits on a couple of my different passions. So Dan says he likes creating and drawing new cartoon characters. That's interesting. So what if you found a bunch of adult coloring books of cartoon characters, and it could be different themes, from fantasy themed to superhero, right? And put 5 or 6 of those together with some pencils and some chalk, whatever. So anyway, that's off the top of my head. Thank you guys. You did a great job. Yay. Congratulations to those of you who are participating. Funny I mentioned mermaids. Yes, Gail. Yeah, so for those of you who are participating live in the chat and who are doing it, if you've got a piece of paper, just do it at home alone as well. And just start kind of breaking out of how you look at bundling and start looking for passions and problems to solve. So let's keep going. Here's some passionate market ideas off the top of my head. Pet birthdays, we mentioned that. Steampunk. If you guys have not looked into the steampunk niche, crazy fanatical, everything from cosplay, costumes to full-on house decorating, everything. Very, very cool niche. Animal images. So I'll put bundles together just for, like, I'll find people who are passionate about horses. And I'll have an image or photograph of horses made for me. And then I'll take that image and put it on like a blanket and a pillowcase, and put that blanket and the pillowcase together. And then I'll find a plush horse that kind of looks like that image and put that together with the blanket and the pillowcase. But so look for animals that people are fanatical about. I came across this little piggy It's like a little pink, I think they're miniature pigs or something. There's a name for them. They're so cute. Oh my gosh. So these little pigs are a huge fanatical market. People who like sloths. You remember that movie with the sloths that was the DMV agent? It was hilarious, right? So there are giraffes, elephants. There are different animal images that people will buy no matter what you put it on, okay? Countries. So for instance, you can do like an Italian food bundle, right? So people who love Italian food or love German food, Christmas time every year, I crave the stuff my grandma used to make. I grew up in a German household. I lived in Germany for many years. And we used to have Pfeffernusse and Spätzle and all that great German food. And Christmas time is kind of when I start craving that a little bit. So I'll go to World Market that's got all that niche German food, and I'll buy myself a bundle of niche German food and cook it up for myself. So you could do that for any country. You could also do like a tea theme for a country. So, and think about country colors. So the colors of the Italian flag. So you'd incorporate that into whatever bundle you were doing for that country. Sports fanatics. So again, do the mashup of colors. Now you're not going to be able to use like a sports team's name on a bundle because you're breaking brand owners. You can't do that, right? So what you can do is imply a brand. So for a superhero bundle, you wouldn't use Superman or Batman. You would use the colors red, blue, black, silver, white. For a Disney princess themed bundle, instead of using Disney keywords, you would use, what colors would you use? Pink, silver, lavender, purple, glittery, blingy, right? So you can imply a sports team. You can imply a theme just through colors. Dancing. Now by dancing, I mean, there's this passionate market, not just, so I West Coast swing dance. It's a niche of the ballroom dance. So we'll buy things. I will spend stupid money on a pair of shoes, dance shoes that are specific style, but then I need a carry bag to protect them, and I need the brush to brush out the bottom, and right? So that's a fanatical niche market. But think of other dancing styles. So you have Western, you have little girls who are learning ballerina or jazz or tap, right? There's product that dancers need regardless of what style they're using, and also think different age groups. Science and astronomy. I love doing science kit bundles. They're awesome. Anything that's a kit that kids can get their hands on and start playing with and do with their dad. Like they sit with their mom and they do this science bundle, right? It creates connection. You can write great marketing copy around bundles that you do that's an experience with a parent or a grandparent along with the child. Watches and pens. I love pens, like really cool, heavy duty, rollerball, very well balanced pens. I could take like an hour in a pen store just weighing each pen on my fingers to see how it feels and just to pick out the right pen. And then of course, I have display cases for my pens over there so I can display them when I'm not using them. And I have little felt things that I put them in. If I want to take one with me, I can put it in my purse and protect it. So there's all sorts of things around people who collect watches and pens that you can put a bundle together without actually selling a watch or a pen, right? Fashionistas, that's a big one. There are so many different styles out there, everything from goth to princess to nerdy to mid-century, 1950s retro. So any fashion related bundle that's around a specific style is a great passion. So let me keep going here. I know I'm kind of slowed down here. Competitive research. The next thing you want to do is you absolutely have to validate your bundle. And one of the things you have to do is find out who else is selling, not the same bundle, who else is selling to your ideal target market. Now, once you've done research to identify who would buy your bundle and why, now you need to do competitive research to see who else is trying to sell their type of product to that same market. And you want to identify your sales volume with, again, the different tools that are out there. And then you want to look at the listings of products that are being sold to your intended market to see what they're missing. And that'll start giving you, now we're transitioning into product, right? That'll start giving you an idea of what types of products you can offer that aren't really being offered in the right way, in the best way, and what things are missing from those products that do already exist. And you want to look at the reviews and look at the questions on listings to see what people are saying. Hey, I wish this had XYZ. And I'm going to give you a couple of examples in just a couple of minutes here, showing you how we can improve a product that's already been listed. So you want to make your bundle irresistible. By that, I mean, when people come to my listing, I want them to say, no, when people see my listing in the search engine results, I want them to say, shut up and take my money. I want it to be so irresistible because I've done such a great job understanding what they need and want that they will buy it without hesitating. And that means creating an added value experience, doing your passion and problem research, making unique, over deliver. There's a saying, I don't remember who said, I wish I coined it, but I didn't. And it's the difference between ordinary and extraordinary is that little extra. So lazy sellers will not go that little extra. So lazy sellers, we like them because all you have to do is a little bit extra that puts your customer first and you'll beat them out. And then ask the right questions. Here's what you don't say. What else can I throw in this bundle? We've all seen these bundles, right? It's like a grocery bundle of a bunch of different candy bars and then they throw in a keychain. What is that, right? They're not considering the customer's needs before their own. They're just throwing something in there to lock it down, but it doesn't meet the criteria of adding value to the customer in that bundle. So what you want to do is ask yourself this question: what else does my ideal buyer want or need that I can include in the bundle that would give them such a high perceived value that they will say, repeat after me, shut up and take my money, right? Okay, do's and don'ts, no Me Too products. Don't go, everybody's doing garlic presses, so you go and do a garlic press, right? No Me Too products. When you start with a customer research before you source any products, you won't be tempted to do Me Too products. No bundle stuffing, I call it, which is throwing in something completely unrelated to the bundle just to have it in there. You have to optimize your listings. You have to create great photos. You have to make sure you have enough margin because this is a business. At the end of the day, we are all building businesses. This is not a hobby. So you have to be making money on these bundles. And when you do your planning before you even touch a product, I'll give you a bundle planner in the Bundle Masterclass where you actually flesh out the bundle, the products, you price everything out before you buy any product. Then there's no surprises. You know exactly how much margin you're going to make on that potentially. And then the opposite end is overthinking and perfectionism. So I have a couple of students that they have trouble just getting a bundle out there because they're overthinking it and they're trying to make it too big and too much. And there's marketing maxim: a confused mind doesn't buy. So if you put so much in a bundle that the customer really isn't sure, they're kind of shell-shocked and not sure what they're getting. Remember, we're talking about niching down. Then you reduce your sales. And if you overthink a bundle creation where you never actually launch it, then that also doesn't serve you because you're not trying things out and testing them. So it sounds like somebody has unmuted themselves. So I'm going to go scooch over here and check the chat and mute you all. I love y'all, but that background noise doesn't help me stay focused here. So let me stop share and I'll check over here and see how you guys doing in the chat. Go ahead and put in the chat that you're doing all right. I'm going to mute all. Boom. Yes. Okay. You guys are all muted. All right. I'm going to keep going. Want me to keep going? All right. I'm going back in. There we go. All right. Let's share. And again, if you've got any questions, go ahead and ask them in the chat and I will get to them. Thanks guys. Thumbs up. Doing great. You guys rock. Okay. So let's keep going. Here's an example of a poor bundle. I think that goes without saying, right? So if any of you are wondering what this guy is right here, this RS, this box that comes up, some of you might not have seen this. It's called Rev Seller and it's a Chrome extension. I think it's like $100 a month or a year. I'm sorry, not a month, or $50 a year. I don't know. It's super cheap because it gives me everything I need. When I pull up a listing, this sucker comes up, tells me the ASIN, tells me the rank, tells me the category, the percentage. I can put in a number of what I paid for it and what my buy cost is, what they're selling it for, give me my net profit right there. Love this extension. If I could choose one extension for my Amazon business, it's this one. I don't even know how much it's not that expensive and I don't care because it saves me so much time by having this here. So it's called Rev Seller. Go pick it up if you can. So I don't even know where to start. What's wrong with this bundle? Put it in the chat. Yeah. What's the target? Let's ask our questions. What's the target market for this bundle? People who like hearts? People who are going to decorate for Valentine's Day, but there's stickers in there. Is it for kids? Is it for people doing crafts with hearts? This is not a well thought out bundle. They just bought a couple of stickers at the dollar store and a bag of hearts. Now they put a bunch of photos in here. Yippee for them, right? But had they not, so they started with product, didn't they? They went into the dollar store, they looked around and said, these things have hearts on it, and I'm just going to buy a couple and send them into Amazon. And the other thing they did was the price on this, they can't make any money. They cannot make any money on this bundle. So they broke all the rules. They didn't start with customer-centric research first. They just went and bought a bunch of stuff. So this is an example of, please don't do it. Please, please. I want you to be successful. So please don't start with product. Start with passions and problems. So let's look at the opposite side. This is a great bundle. It could be better though. So this is a little bit of a quiz. Could be a little better. But it's got great target market, people who are looking to get into shape with these resistance bands, and it's got a carry case, so when you travel, it's small enough you can throw it in your suitcase, right? A great listing, wonderful photos, lifestyle photos with men and women, very well laid out image, and fabulous bullet points, fabulous good price point, fabulous title. But the one thing they're missing, if I was their target market, and I am, right? If I want to travel with these resistance bands, the thing I don't know how to do is how to use them. Like I would put with this bundle, if it were me, a laminated 8.5 by 11 sheet that showed me 12 or 15 easy exercises to hit all of my main muscle groups, right? Like 15 exercises, 3 on each line, 5 lines, right? Of how to use these while I'm traveling, right? And not only an 8.5 by 11 travel one, but remember, do that little extra. While you're at it, why not throw in a little pocket card that's foldable. It's the size of a credit card. It folds to be a size of a credit card that has all of those exercises on the wallet card that I can just throw in that bag. So when I'm traveling, I can throw that in there and boom, I have my little, oh yeah, okay, this is how you do this exercise, right? So just that little extra for this bundle could bump this bundle up to a $20 bundle from a $17 bundle, make more of a net profit because it's not going to cost them an extra $3 to do those cards, and give a higher perceived value to the end user, which is me. Does that make sense? I know I'm going fast, but I want to make sure I'm giving you guys a ton of value. So I'm just going to keep going, take notes, listen to the recording afterwards, and here we go. Okay, step 4. Now you've got your bundle concept down. You have identified a target market to bring product to, and you fleshed out kind of ideas for what kind of products you want in there, and you've done competitive research. Now what do? You want to find places to source products where you have viability. So that means you have long-term access to your bundle's products. So if you're building an evergreen bundle, you don't want bundle products that are like liquidation or something, a closeout where you can only get a dozen of them and you can't get them again, because you're putting all that front end work into creating a bundle that now you can't get the products for. So make sure that you have long-term access to your bundle's products, especially if you're doing an evergreen bundle. Retail stores, wholesale stores, liquidation-based products for use in multiple bundles. So I do buy liquidation, but not the way you think. I don't buy like pallets of random products. I'll buy, I'm on these liquidation lists. So it's like a manufacturer that's changing their packaging. So one liquidation lot I got was 900 zombie mugs, but it's a his and her zombie mug set. So I can do so much with that. I can take them apart. I can sell them together in a coffee bundle. And I had a lot of fun with that. But the trick is I bought them all. So I didn't just buy, I think my first order was a case, which is 24. I tried it out with a bundle, a coffee bundle with a couple of other things in there. And then when it hit, I bought all of the rest of them so I could own that liquidation product. So it wasn't like a bunch of other Amazon sellers were buying a dozen, right? I own them all. So that's how I buy liquidation. It's a little bit different than other people do liquidation. So manufacturer, direct to manufacturer. I think I mentioned I just got back from China. You can do AliExpress, China, India, Mexico, Canada, US. So China is not the only place to source, guys. There are countries all over the world, Poland, Guatemala, Costa Rica, great product, right? So you can have things manufactured in the US, in Canada. So look outside of China. Brand owners who will white label. So white label means they'll take a product that they have, that they sell, and they will put whatever brand you want on it. So let's say they're selling I don't know, chocolate brownie mix, and it has their brand on it, but you like that chocolate brownie mix so much, and they have 3 different variants, like chocolate with caramel and chocolate with nuts and white chocolate, right? And you want to put them together, but you want your brand on it. You can contact them and say, hey, look, I'd like to white label your product. And we go into that more in the Bundle Masterclass. Etsy is a great place to find people who create products, and you can buy wholesale from them. Did you know that? Local stores. If you find a product in the store, you're browsing around, you're doing your grocery shopping, and you see a product, it's like, oh, that's pretty cool. And your head starts running through the bundle creation process. Who's the target market for this? Why would they buy this? What else would they buy? Those are the questions your brain gets trained to ask yourself. You look at the back, you just look at the label, and it's going to tell you who the manufacturer is. Go to the website and set up a wholesale account. Okay, here's an example. I just did a quick search I was looking for a plush shark. So this was the first search, and it was the first page, and it took me all of 20 seconds to do this. I typed into Google. By the way, Google is your friend. So if you get stuck on something, go to Google and Google it, wholesale plush. And this came up, this site, Joissu, JOISSU.com. They have a ton of really cute stuff for great prices. Now, these guys here, if I bought, 2 gross, $288, I get them for 54 cents each. Now, the thing is that these guys come in a multi-pack, so I'd have to, in order to get that shark, I'd have to buy like this bundle basically of 6 different creatures. But what if you bought this bundle here, all 6 creatures, and you created a bundle out of that, but you put it with a set of bed sheets that had all sorts of sea creatures on it, and a nightlight that had a whale on it, right? And you create a bundle of a bedroom bundle for little boys, for example, who like sea creatures, who like to go to the beach. It's just off the top of my head. Okay, so here's private label baking supplies. I wanted to give you an example of how you can white label or private label somebody else's product. So all I did was type into Google private label baking supplies and take a look at the ones that are highlighted. This Clabber Girl, they will private label products in different ingredients, sizes, and packaging, which is important. See that sizes? It's because you could have sample sizes. Let's say they do, cake batter, but you can have little sample sizes of like a frosting pack or whatever. So you could put like 6 different flavors together in a bundle without them being giant packs. All right, this guy over here, private label cookie manufacturer, for clients that do not require their own recipe, they'll private label their own stuff for you, right? They're a distributor. They distribute brands. So just Google is your friend, type in private label and then fill in the blank for what you're looking for, or wholesale and then fill in the blank, or supplier or manufacturer for whatever product you're looking for your niche market. So here is an example of using AliExpress. Now, AliExpress is a little bit different from Alibaba. Alibaba is usually larger quantities, lower price, but AliExpress, and it's a lot of times the same suppliers, but AliExpress lets us buy like a dozen or 2 dozen of a product. So all I did was search for kitchen organization, and I quickly built a bundle. This was during back to school time, and the target market was kids who were starting college, right? So they have their first dorm room, moving into their first apartment with their other, new freshmen, and it's girls is my target market, and this is just a kitchen organization, but in cute girl colors. So you have something for the sink and something for your towels. And then also the towel can be in there too. Here's a key hook. So you could order 3 or 4, now the variations of these, 3 or 4, a kitchen bundle, right? But in 3 variations, pink, green, and blue, for example, and white, 4 variations. So the same products, but different colors for the same target market. Okay, so the next step is competition proof in your bundles. Let me say that again, competition proof your bundles. That means lock it down so that other sellers, are, especially the lazy ones, it'll be darn near like impossible for them to hop on your bundle. So you want to source from various suppliers. Don't just go to the dollar store, buy $3 store items, put them in a bundle and throw them up on Amazon and expect everybody else in the entire United States who lives next to one of those dollar stores isn't going to hop on that bundle. So unique packaging, and I'll show you an example of a bundle I've actually done where I used a unique way to package it. So the packaging became part of the value of the bundle. I'll show you that in a second. Put a custom piece in there, and I'm going to show you how to do custom pieces too. Puzzles, checklists, cheat sheets, certificates, recipes, card decks, right? The custom pieces are the types of things you can put in that you create are practically endless, and I'll show you some examples of those too. Okay, here's an example of an actual bundle I've done. So I had 6 plush hand puppets that were animals. All right, so 6 different versions. There was a cow and a dog and a pig and a frog and a monkey and a bear. So I put them together with an adoption certificate, but the adoption certificate allowed the child to enter his or her name. You know, I am now the proud parent of these 6 puppet animals. And then it listed each of the puppet animals with a line for the child to enter a name that they made up for the puppet. So, hi, I am so-and-so the pig. Hello, I am so-and-so the bear. And they'd have to fill in the names. So this gives engagement for the kids. So now they're not just getting a bunch of puppets, they're getting an experience, and now a certificate they can hang on the wall. And they're starting to have a relationship with these puppets instead of just having puppets. And then I designed an adoption box. So the outside of the box looked like a cage. It's like when you go and you adopt an animal from a flea market or whatever, from a pet store, you know, an adoption place, you're going to carry it home. And a lot of times it's a box that has holes in the side of it so the animal can breathe and look out. So I just designed it so it looked like there were holes in it, right? So it was an adoption box, and that was actually the packaging. But then we turned that packaging into a stage so they could do a puppet theater. So when you open up the box and flip it upside down, the inside of it is printed with what looks like a stage. So now they can act out with their puppets. Now act out like a little scene that they make up. But think about the different target markets for this, okay? So another target market for this could be kids with maybe communication problems, okay? Therapeutic use so that they can use the puppets to communicate. Another odd niche was a friend of mine came to pick up puppets from me, in fact, and she was buying it for a completely different reason. She was using them to put, for her dad to put on his golf clubs. So I went to the Goodwill and I bought 2 golf clubs, one of the big ones and one of the like putter things, to test them out and see if it worked. Lo and behold, I now have a whole nother use for these puppets, which was a set of golf club covers. Who'd have thunk, right? Okay, promotional companies. So you've all seen it, right? You've gone to a trade show, you go somewhere and they've got like a backpack printed with the trade show name. Or you go to a vendor booth and they have pens with the vendor's name on it, with that company's name. But I want you to think outside of that a little bit. So let's say you did let's just use unicorns again because we're on that theme. You did a unicorn bundle for tween girls, so like 13 to 16. And it's going to be, and they love cell phones, right? So they love unicorns, they love cell phones, and they're tweeners. So that's our mashup. Then you go to a promotional company, and you could literally create a bundle just from promotional items. But instead of putting your company logo, you're going to go to like Fiverr or Upwork, and you're going to have an artist design a cute unicorn for you, like a really cute unicorn. And you're going to have that unicorn printed on these electronic products, like here's it says logo earbuds with carry case, but again, you're not going to put logo on this case. You're going to put that unicorn that you created, and these pop-ups, and a credit card holder, which could actually be like your, you know, their cards to get in the dorm room and to pay for their lunch in the cafeteria, things like that, and a cell phone holder. Again, this is going to have that unicorn there, and maybe even if any of you guys are t-shirt designers in the group, you'll know how creative you can get with like not just the design of the unicorn, but with sayings like I believe in humans is one I saw recently. It was a unicorn t-shirt that said I believe in humans. I thought was really cute. So you can actually use a logo or an image you create plus some fun saying, and that image will be your logo that you have printed on these different things. And now you've got a unicorn bundle for tweens who have cell phones, for examples. Here are all the different categories of things you can put a logo on, an image on. So to find these companies, and they're so easy, they're all over the place, just Google is your friend, Google promotional companies. Here's some more ideas for different categories of things, playing cards, tote bags. I mean, here's a great packaging idea, drawstring bags, right? But with, now you remember that the bundle I showed you earlier with the workout bands? Well, his bag had the logo of his company on it. But what if you had a bag created, but it said, you know, some fun saying like, I don't know, some fun saying, I'm a bodybuilder, and put your logo on it, like in the small corner of it, but make that fun design splash across it. So that adds value to the person, to the customer who's going to get that. It's like, oh man, that's a really cute bag. It's not just a bag with somebody's logo on it. Does that make sense? Okay, so I know I'm going quick, but I want to make sure I give you a ton of value. Step number 6, maximize your bundle concept. So you want to create various versions for fanatical niche markets. And I just gave you an example of what I did with the puppets. So I created a couple of different versions. And also for that, the dog bundle, right? That poodle bundle. You can do a poodle bundle, but a male poodle birthday bash bundle and a female poodle birthday bash bundle. And then you can do versions for different dog breeds and do versions for cats. Although my male cat would never let me put a birthday hat on him. It wouldn't happen. But I think you're more likely to be able to get the dog market than the cat market with those birthday bundles. Anyway, I digress. This allows you to negotiate for the best price. So let's say you have different versions of a specific bundle, but the main part of the bundle, the main item, is the same item in all variants of that bundle, and all you have to do is change out the other things. So you can go back to your supplier, and instead of saying, hey, I need 6 dozen of this main item, you can triple your order and negotiate the price down because you're doing 3 variants that are based on that same main bundle item. Does that make sense? I know I went fast on that. So it's faster, easier prep. You can just set up an assembly line if you're doing it yourself, or better yet, send everything to a prep company. Even better, if you're getting everything done in China, there are prep centers in China, fulfillment houses in China and the US who will just put all that stuff together and send it to Amazon for you. And then you can leverage variants on listings, so you can leverage when you start getting good reviews, they all stay on the same listing and your different variations will be on that same listing. Are we having fun? Let me check the chat and see how you guys are doing. I know I'm like totally just fire hosing information to you, but I want to make sure. I know that there's a lot of questions in here, so just give me a second. I've got a couple more slides to get to, and then I will definitely answer your questions. Start typing them in the chat if you have questions, and I will answer them in just a second. Your eye-opening concepts, thank you. I've worked really hard on this, and it's worked for me really well, which is why I wanted to be able to share this this concept with you, because nobody's talking about how to do it right, and I want you guys to be successful. That's my goal. There is so much potential for selling online. And, a rising tide, what is it? An incoming tide rises all boats. Somebody put the proper, the proper way to say that, but I know that that's a saying, right? So we can all help each other get better by learning better and better ways to do things as online sellers. So let me come back over here and share the screen. I got a couple more things to talk to you about. Are we having fun? Put yes in the chat. A rising tide lifts all ships. Thank you, Chris. I knew there was a way to say that. I totally tend to muddle my metaphors and whatever. Okay, so Bundle Masterclass. I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about this for a second, and then I'll answer all your questions, I promise. This is inside my Bundle Masterclass. I created it about 1.5 years ago. I keep updating it and adding more information to it. There are a bunch of modules in there. Everything I've told you in this webinar times 10. So this was just kind of glossing the surface is training here. Add steroids to that, and that's what you get in the Bundle Masterclass. And this is actually inside the membership program. You get all of those steps plus 3 more: how to create your listings, how to create sales traction using external ads, internal ads, and then how to automate and delegate almost the whole process. So all you're doing is focusing on just brainstorming really cool bundle concepts, right? The course structure, the way I teach is a few different ways. So you'll get webinars like this, you'll get training like this where it's me talking to you over slides to give you some presentation material, but then I'll do a live look over my shoulder, unscripted. I do a bunch of those where it's basically I show you, I walk through this process, but it's completely unscripted. Like I don't plan it, and we never know where those trainings are going to go. And I call those live show and tells, and they're a bunch of fun, and everybody gets to kind of pile on and put input into it. And we just never know what we're going to end up. And we end up at the end of those with a ton of bundle ideas that we all walk away with and start fleshing out. They're show and tell videos, interviews. I bring people who know more than I do about things like pay-per-click, for example, and how to outsource and hire properly, how to build your team. People who do that really well, they come in and do interviews for you guys. Worksheets, checklists. I've got a private Facebook group with a few hundred fellow, we call ourselves master bundlers. When you enroll in the Bundle Masterclass, you will be a master bundler in training. And then as you go through the course, you'll kind of up your game a little bit, and you'll be able to help other people as well. And then you get lifetime access, regular revised and updated content. I'm always, as I learn things, because Amazon changes every single day. Just in the past 1.5 years, Amazon has changed its rules dramatically about how we are allowed to list our bundles and what we're allowed to put in our bundles. I stay on top of that all the time. I have boots on the ground. I am an active Amazon seller. I'm not just, I'm walking the talk. I'm not just saying, oh, you should do this. I am on top of it because I want to help you be more successful. So I can't in good conscience say, oh yeah, do this, and then I'm not actually doing it, right? So you get the bundle planner. This is a spreadsheet that you can fill out. You can also print it out. I take it with me to stores, and so when I do, I just sort of print it out and I put a bunch of pages into a planner, and I just carry the small one with me. And then as I start brainstorming, as I walk through stores, just grocery shopping, or if I walk to the mall or whatever, bundles just start naturally building themselves in my head once you get used to it. You get a private Facebook group. You get to be around all these people who've been in the course for like a year and a half, a year, who have successfully started bundling. They're all in there, so it's not just me answering questions. It's really smart, fun people who are in there, and we all just want to help each other be better bundlers and be better Amazon sellers. So I go to a lot of events every year. I just went to a $3,000 event about 2 weeks ago, advertising summit. I just got back from China a month ago. I did China the year before that. I go to a ton of trainings all year, and I bring the new things that I learn about selling online, not just Amazon, but selling online. I bring that into the Bundle Masterclass. I create new modules and I create new lessons to bring you the freshest material. The cost of education, I got to tell you, my college education, how many of you went to university or college? I did a student exchange in Germany. It took me 6 years to get through university because I had 2 majors and a minor. It cost me a lot of money. I can't say that I actually work in my industry, that I have the degree, somewhere on the wall somewhere. I think it's in a box. But that cost my education with tens of thousands of dollars and a ton of student debt that took me about a decade or 12 years to pay back, right? So what is the cost of education for you? Getting unsuspended from Amazon. If you do bundling the wrong way, if you do it wrong and you break Amazon's terms of service, you could potentially get your account shut down. For example, one wrong way that I see a lot of people teaching is just go register third-party UPC codes. Please, I beg you, if you take nothing else away from this webinar, I beg you, do not use third-party UPC codes. It is against Amazon's terms of service. Amazon has given you another option called a GTIN exemption as of early last year. So that option has been, these instructions have been out there for almost 2 years now. Please, I beg you, don't do anything to get your Amazon account shut down, because it's supposed to be making money for you, right? If it's gone, it costs money if you even can get it ungated or get it unsuspended. Live events can be very costly with travel arrangements, hotel, flights, high-priced courses. I've got a lot of them, and I actually go through them. You know how some people, I call it shelfware, where we buy a course with all good intentions, and $3,000 later, a year later, it's sitting on the shelf, and the information is now kind of like dated, so you can't. It's just a waste of money, right? Well, I buy the courses and I go through them, and I'm always upping my knowledge and then bringing that information to you in the Bundle Masterclass. And then I want you to learn what major retail stores do without the cost of importing. So if you walk into any big box store, especially now at Christmas time, holiday times, you're going to see all these gift bundles. Those are great fodder for ideas for niche markets to create bundles to. Okay, so Debbie Tremblay, one of the original students, yay, she was actually a newbie. And she came in, didn't even have a lot of Amazon sales at the time, but because I also I teach you how to create a listing from an optimized perspective. I teach you how, in the Bundle Masterclass, how to create an optimized listing, do the photographs right. I've got 2 photographers that have done 3 lessons in there, showing you exactly how to set up your photo booth, how to take great images from a marketing perspective, and that's all under one of the modules in the Bundle Masterclass. Maria, she actually is a seasoned Amazon seller, and she tried bundles a couple of different ways, and it just didn't work. She was missing pieces of how to do the bundles. So she joined the Bundle Masterclass, learned my perspective on it, and now she is rocking it with bundles and wholesale. So I'm going to give you some bonuses when you enroll in the Bundle Masterclass tonight. Here's bonus number 1. You get a live show and tell training, how to use Amazon bestseller list. So all the stuff that's selling really, really, really well right now, we're going to do a live over your shoulder, like my show and tell, on how to create bundles, how to find hot niche markets that we've never even considered before, just by looking at the bestsellers list. You're going to get 100,000 selling, the top 100,000 selling ASINs, so products on Amazon. So you're going to get 2.3 million top sellers that you can go source retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, and get started with creating some bundles for Q1. And you can even just source these RA and OA and send them to Amazon right now just to leverage Q4 sales, unbundled. And then you can start sourcing them wholesale and create your bundles from that list as well. You're going to get my dollar store supplier Rolodex. So did you know that dollar stores like the Dollar Tree, 99-cent stores, the other versions of them, did you know they have to buy their products from somewhere? I have a Rolodex of the stores, the wholesale suppliers that they order from. So things you're getting at the dollar store now, have you ever heard someone say, oh, just go to the dollar store to get bundle items? The things you're paying $1 for, I might pay 35 cents for. So you won't be able to compete against me if you're paying dollar store prices for dollar store items. So I'm going to give you my Rolodex of all of the wholesale suppliers that sell to dollar stores and their low MOQs. So you don't have to buy a ton of product from them. You can test bundle concepts by buying a couple of dozen. Okay, Shawn Mayo. This is actually, he asked me to do this training for you tonight. He was called away on a minor family emergency. He'll be back, guys. So he wasn't able to be here, but he asked me to share with you his bonuses. He's going to give you he's going to mail you his advanced sourcing notebook. Now, if you don't know Shawn, a lot of you folks came in from Shawn, so I know you follow him and you know what he does. He's just crazy talented with understanding how to read the data that Amazon spits out and present it to you guys in a manner that helps you make more money by sourcing the right products. So he's also going to throw in his wholesale baby directory and his wholesale home directory, and those directories include contact information for the brand owners. He's going to give you those two directories plus his sourcing notebook, which is a hard copy that he's going to mail to you, which is even cooler, right? It's not a PDF. He's going to mail one to you. And then I'm going to give you a fast action bonus number 1. So people pay me a serious amount of money to create bundles for them. They don't have the time. They don't consider themselves creative. Mostly they just don't have the time. They're busy doing other things that are better fit for their wheelhouse, right? It's everybody's got a superpower. So for instance, yours might be bookkeeping and numbers, and you're really good at that, but you don't like the creative stuff, and vice versa. I'm really good at conceptualizing niche market ideas and then helping build out what products can go into a bundle for that niche market. So I'm going to create 10 niche market ideas with variations for you, put it in a PDF, flesh it out for you, do that initial research of the top 6 things that I just taught you. I'm going to do all that for you. I'm going to give you 10 ideas plus variations, so you'll have probably 20, 30, 40 different ideas, bundle ideas that you can run with right away and start sourcing. And it's limited to the first 25 students who sign up for this, because I don't want to, now they're not going to be this exact product, go buy this exact product. I'm leaving enough ambiguity in these done for you bundle ideas that I give you different options of things that you can put in there, but then it's your job to go out and create the logo to put on product and to choose the exact product to put in there. But I still want to limit it to 25 people, so it's not like oversaturated. So there's enough, like I said, there's enough ambiguity in these done for you bundle ideas that you can put your own spin on it. But they're not locked down enough so that everybody's doing the exact same thing, because we want to learn how to be creative in this course, right? And that's what the Bundle Masterclass does. So go to bundlemasterclass.com/Mayo to get all these bonuses. First 25 students get that. But I'm going to give you a fast action bonus number 2. I'm going to give you my personal evaluation of your first bundle concept, just to make sure you're on the right track before you source any product. So before you source anything, after you've gone through the first 6 steps, and you say, okay, Barbara, I think I've got it. Here's my niche market I'm going after. Here's why I think they would buy it and what else they would buy. Here are the products I found and their costs. What do you think? And then I'll evaluate that for you to save you time and money from wasting money on product that maybe wasn't the best fit, or a market of putting together a bundle that maybe I don't think is fleshed out enough, right? So I want to save you money by giving you that bundle evaluation. First 25 people get that. So you get all this. You get the entire Bundle Masterclass course. You get the private Facebook group. You get all of these, the 2.3 million best-selling products from Shawn, the wholesale directories, home and directory, plus Shawn's sourcing book, plus the fast action bonuses for the first 25 of you who scooch over right now to bundlemasterclass.com/Mayo. Well, let's do the math. For those of you who are numbers people, if you create just 10 bundles, grab your calculators, guys, grab it out. Create just 10 bundles. and your average net, and this is totally doable, you're selling bundles for like 30 bucks, your average net could potentially be $10 each. And you just sell 50 of each of those bundles a month. That equals $5,000 net monthly profit. What would that mean to your business? And you could turn that money back into more bundle research and into wholesale buys and to creating private label products, right? That's $60,000 net annually just from 10 bundles selling $50 a month at $10 net each. Now multiply that out. What if you had 50 bundles that were doing these numbers, right? Now when you create bundles the right way, where you're doing your market research up front, you increase your chances of having wildly successful bundles like Anita Breeze did in the testimonial earlier. So are you ready for more success on Amazon through bundling? It is time to bundle. Go get the entire masterclass, the private bundle mastermind group, the VIP bonuses, plus your fast action bonuses. Normally $4.99. It's just $3.99 for Shawn's group. Go to bundlemasterclass.com/mayo. That's bundlemasterclass.com/mayo. I'm going to check in the chat and answer your questions now to make sure that I'm answering any ambiguities you guys have about bundling. Happy to answer. Let me go over the chat right now and see what we got. All righty here. Chat. All right, guys, ask away. Where are you? There you are. Okay. Somebody, Jenna asks, I'm going to go from the bottom. David, I don't have payment plans, but I do believe that if you pay on credit card, you can pay off monthly on your credit card. I think PayPal also has, you can sign up for their credit card. I think you can do credit, like PayPal credit. As a new seller on Amazon, which is just doing bundles, oh my gosh, Letitia, straight out of the gate, I would do bundles because nobody can hop on your listings if you do bundles the right way. Okay, so Justin asks, should we do GTN exempt or UPC? Justin, I said earlier that UPC codes are, you may not use third-party UPC codes. The only way you can use a UPC code is if you go register your own under your own brand. Now that can be costly. So Amazon gives us an option. We can simply ask them for a GTIN exemption. And if you go into your seller account and go to help and type in GTIN exemption, it gives you a link to ask for an exemption for a specific bundle. And all you have to do is apply for it, and that usually gets approved within a couple of hours. Now we're headed into Q4, so it might take, maybe a day to get an exemption. But just ask for a GTIN exemption. It doesn't cost anything. And Amazon does not allow you to use third-party UPC codes on your listings anymore, period. End of discussion. Don't do it. I don't want you to get suspended. Okay, so what else do we have here? We've got, recently heard that I can't bundle a few products together and put them in a gift box for my bundle. Is this true? No, I'm not sure where you heard that from, Jenna, but I put things in gift boxes all the time. I've got a bundle of a cute wallet with an animal image on it, and I bundled a wallet together with a pretty scarf that matches the wallet, and I put it in a cute gift box with a sticker on it that had the same image as the scarf. So you absolutely can bundle things together and put it in a gift box. You rock. Thank you, Justin. I appreciate that. All right. What other questions do we have? Any free keyword research to start with until we get more capital? Yeah, Chris, you can just go on Amazon and type in keywords for a niche market, a passion or problem that you're thinking of creating a bundle for. And Amazon and Google will give you something called predictive dropdown. So when you start typing in unicorn, spa, it'll give you a dropdown of the top keywords that people have typed in, right? Starting with those words. So go try that tonight. That's a fun little hack. And you won't be able to get the volume of keyword search, but really $9 a month for merchant words. If you don't have $9 a month, you've got to invest in your business, right? So, there are wholesale courses out there that are $2,000, $2,500, $3,000. When you invest in your business and you really commit to learning a new skill, and then you implement that skill, the whole idea is to make it's an investment in your business that makes you money back. The trick is to implement it, right? And to put the tools in place. So what else do we have? Eye-opening concepts. How do you know your mashups will work? So how do I know anything that I try to sell on Amazon will sell if it's a new listing? I don't, whether it's a bundle or a private label product. But what I can do is mitigate my risk by making sure I do a ton of front-end research, understanding passions and problems, understanding my target market, understanding my competition, doing all that research up front before I just buy product and throw it on Amazon. I reduce my risk of a product and I increase my chances of a product selling when I do the right research up front. Any way to know the statistics? Well, Faye, there are no statistics if you haven't sold the bundle yet. So you just test it. So you can just do a bundle and throw in 24 or 12 of quantity to see if you get some traction. Like Anita did, I think she did 24, and within a day they started selling the minute they hit a warehouse, because she optimized her listing, because she did her keyword research and she did her product research up front. Let's see, do we place the keywords of the possible bundle and check the search volume? Yes, you absolutely do, Faye. And a bunch of tools to use. The least expensive and very powerful one that I use is merchantwords.com/dealdiva to get a great deal on that. Faye says, very thought-provoking. I really like how you think. Excited to create bundles. Yes, bundles are crazy cool. I wouldn't be as excited if I weren't making so much money selling my bundles. I'm excited because they're a huge part of my business. In fact, this China group I went with last month, I went to Iwu Market, and I actually went as part of the mastermind leadership team to teach people how to create bundles, but at the source, at the factory source. That was loads of fun. Okay, so how many items do you normally include in the bundle? So Rodney, thank you for the question. And you're coming at bundling from a product-centric perspective. My wish for you is to get you to think, kind of flip upside down and think about the customer. So before we can answer what products to put in a bundle, we have to understand what the target market is. You know, what passion are you trying to feed? What problem are you trying to solve? And then there's no set number of items. A bundle could be 2 items. It's just a bundle of 2 items, right? Because those 2 items are best fit to meet the passion of that particular niche that I've researched. Does this make sense, guys? Okay. So can you have IP claims against bundles? You know, here's what I do when any question that has to do with Amazon's terms of service or policies. And sometimes Amazon writes their policies to be a little bit vague. It's frustrating as an Amazon seller, right? I hedge my bets and I put in a help ticket with Amazon support, and I ask that question with them. And then I ask for the answer back in writing, which kind of covers me if I do what they said I could do, but then they come back and say, no, you can't. I say, well, look, you give me an answer in writing. Okay, let's see. It's currently available. Okay, so Mary Lou says she used a UPC code for a bundle she created 2 years ago. It's been currently unavailable for months now. Question, can I change to a GTIN? And would I have to redo the entire listing? It does make sense. Thank you for that question. And my gut feeling is that this is a question you need to ask Amazon, because any answer I give you to that, if somebody answers you, oh yeah, just change it, but they don't really know, because it could go either way. So if you change it and Amazon shuts down that listing because they're going to flag that as, wait a minute, that listing's been hijacked, you know, that's a real potential problem. Since that's kind of iffy, I would ask Amazon directly, tell them exactly what listing you want to change and that you want to get an exemption, and get them in writing saying, yes, you can do an exemption, here's how to do it. And that way you're covered, and they can't shut down, if they go to shut down the listing, you'll say, but hang on, I asked. Okay, so thank you guys for all your questions. I appreciate that. The bonus offers, the first 25 people are going to get those VIP bonuses, but all the bonuses past the VIP expire Monday, November 12th. That's next Monday, 11:59 p.m. Pacific. Go over to bundlemasterclass.com/mayo and go grab all of the bonuses, as well as enroll the Bundle Masterclass and come join us in the Facebook group. And I'm looking forward to seeing you. If you guys have any more questions, go ahead and drop them in Facebook. You can find me on facebook.com/groups/dealdiva, DEALDIVA. Got one more in the chat here. Thank you. You're welcome. Let me stop share. Remember, go to bundlemasterclass.com/mayo, MAYO. And I'm going to do and end that so I can do a face-to-face, because it's kind of impersonal when somebody's talking to you on a corner of a screen, right? So I wanted to thank you all for being here tonight. Thanks so much for hanging out in my sandbox for an hour. I hope you got tons of value in it, and you got a lot of ideas. You can start brainstorming tonight. Passions that people have and problems that they need solved. Go ahead and start brainstorming and see what you come up with. You might be pleasantly surprised at how fun this can be. Bundling can be fun, I swear. All right, thank you guys so much for being on tonight, and talk to you later. Bye.